All right. So let's take our seat and we will start moving and breathing. Placing your feet underneath your knees. And push your right foot down and feel your belly tone. And then release it. And push your left foot down and feel your belly tone and release it. And now push both feet and your hips down and feel it and release it. Let's take our arms out towards the side and sway towards the right and sway towards the left and go back and forth. And your arms can be fluid. They don't have to be stiff. Just flow it. You know, there's no right or no wrong as long as we prevent injury. And then let's take our arms forward, lean forward. You're almost off your sitting bones, and then lean back and forward and lean back and feel the belly engage. Breathe in as you move forward. Breathe out as you move back. Leaning forward, you feel the weight in your feet. Leaning back, you feel more weight come towards the back of your hips, and maybe even off your feet. Let's take our arms out to the side as we move forward, and then arms in front of us as we lean back. Out to the side forward, in front of us as we lean back. Just kind of flow this, inhaling and exhaling. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Come back to our center spot and circle around on your hips. And let your spine reflow. And then circle it the other way. Feel a little massage in your spine as you move. And come back to center. Let's sway towards the right, lifting the left elbow. And then towards the left. So there's been 2 articles that I've read on yoga this week. One of them is in the New York Times talking about how many people are doing yoga and the benefits of it. And it just keeps increasing in our country. I think they said about 15 million practice on a regular basis, and you are one of them. How about that? Come back to center. Let's push down through big toe mound all the way to the pinky. Heels and ankles lifting, and exhale, roll it down. Roll the feet down. Inhale, they lift. Belly tones. Exhale, they lower. As they inhale and you inhale and they lift, press your palms away. And then as you lower, press your palms upwards. That's it. Inhaling, heels lift, arms forward. Exhaling, push down through your heels, palms lift upright. Good. Just like this, we try to tease our brain a little bit, doing more than one thing at a time. Breathing in. You know breathing is the most important part, right? And that's actually what that New York Times article said. It also said, and I didn't realize this, the American Academy of Physicians recommends yoga as a first-line treatment for back pain. I thought that was a good little tidbit to know. And press away. Take your hands to your hips, scoochie forward on the chair. Yep, now scoochie back. So we're moving forward and we're moving back. That's it. You got it. A little bit of wiggling. forward and back, just bringing an inviting movement in to our body. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Let's lean forward, keeping the spine in line, gazing forward and down. Feel your blades move in. Lift on up, arms rise. Exhale, take your hands to your knees or your thighs, round your spine for cat. Inhale, lift up into a V. Curl your fingers towards your palms. Spread your thumbs, really spread them. And then bring the thumbs together. You may gaze at them. Interlace them. Pull the thumbs apart and in front of your heart. Relax your elbows, pull them apart. Feel your strength. Breathe in, breathe out. Press your feet down, lift your fingertips up. Side bend towards your right. Good, pushing down through your foot, especially that left one. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, pull your thumbs apart as you lower your hands in front of your heart. Relax your elbows because we don't want to bring the tension into the shoulders, right? So relax the elbows, that should help. Inhale, arms lift. Side bending towards your left, pull your thumbs apart. Press the ribs towards the back of your shirt. That's it. Now push down firmly through both feet. Notice how the right foot might have gotten a little bit lighter. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, take your hands to your knees or your thighs, round your spine for cat pose. Inhale, lift up for cow pose. Curl your fingers in, take your thumbs out to the side. Woo. Now, think about touching thumbs and then interlace the thumbs the opposite way that you did last time. Pull your hands down towards your heart, lowering the elbows, spreading the fingers. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Good. Side bend now towards your left. Ribs pull back. You might gaze towards your right, upper corner in your ceiling. Lift up. Exhale towards the right. You might gaze up towards the left, towards your elbow or the corner in the ceiling. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, pull the hands down. Inhale, release, make a fist. Press forward, pull back. That's it. Press forward, pull back. Feel your shoulder blades come onto your back. Inhale forward, exhale, pull back. Now notice if you pull too much back, you'll feel this kind of pulling in here, and we're not looking for that tension in there. So you might not want to pull quite as far back. Let's try it again so you can feel. Inhale forward, exhale, pull back. Notice. Inhale forward, pull it back. Good. Feel your shoulder blades on your back here. Take your hands to the top of your shoulders and circle the right elbow around. Notice, really feel it. You can feel the movement inside. Reverse it. And then left elbow, circle it around. Big circles, go as big as you can. That's it. That's it. And then reverse it. Come back to center, go wide. And release your hands down in your lap. Circle the shoulders around in the bow in case any tension creeped in there. Let it go. Holding on to the side of your chair, inhale, lift the right knee, place it out to the side and down. Inhale, lift it up, bring it back in. Lift it, push down through the left side, take it out to the side, lower it down. Inhale, we lift, pull it into center and lower it. Crunch your toes so you're pushing down through the toe pads and you're going to see your arch curl up, or you feel your arch curl up. That's helping to strengthen the bottom of your foot. Release that. Let's do the other side. A lot of PTs, and actually Emily Spickle, who designed those boards I was showing you, she calls it short foot. I've heard it called short foot. Push down through the toes, pull them towards the back of your foot. You'll feel the arch lift and then release it. Now let's do both. Pull the toes towards you, towards your heels. You'll see the arches. They're lifting. Then release it, let it go. One more time, pull it on in and release it. It's work. You'll feel your belly tone at the same time. It's funny how it's all connected. Hold on to the side of the chair. Inhale, lift your left knee, take it outward, lower it down. Inhale, it rises, pull it back in and lower it. We lift, outward, lower. Lift on the inhale, bring it on to center, lower it down. Take your feet towards each other, knees out. We're in a version of butterfly pose. Sit tall. Let's find our first twist. Take your hands in front of you and twist towards the right. Pull your ribs back. Be nice to your neck, no cranking. Inhale to center, twist towards the left, pull the ribs back. Breathe in, breathe out, inhale to center. Turn, belly tones, breathe in, breathe out, even it out towards the left. Come to center, release your hands, open up your feet. Open up your feet. You can hold on to the side of the chair. We're going to make those short feet again. Push down through the big toe mound, the pinky mound, so it's really all across. And then as you push them down, pull them towards your heels. This is a conscious movement. And that was one of the things that the New York Times article said was the difference between yoga and other exercise is there's a lot of intention behind it and focus. And if we're not focusing, like when you're doing an elliptical, you could be watching a program on TV, right? Release your toes, let that go. So that's one of the differences is we're really focusing on sensation and intention rather than it being an automatic movement. Inhale now, lift your toes, push down across the mound of the foot into the center of your heels. Take your sitting bones back. You feel like they're widening back behind you. Then pull your ribs back, lift tall through your crown. Lower your toes down. Inhale, float your arms up. Turn the palms upward. The whole arm is turning open and back. And then let's do it the other way. Palm down and you'll feel your shoulders round and back. So here we are feeling our shoulder blades come onto the back and off the back as we take our arms forward. Let's open it up. Really feel it. Take the time to feel I prefer the opening, right? That feels really good to bring the shoulder blades on the back. Bring it back forward. And no matter where you're at with your arms, you can feel your shoulder blades on your back when you turn the arm bones outward. Open it up. Bring the right forearm to your thigh, left hand to your hip or the crease of your hip and push it down. Then lift the left elbow and circle around in about a few times. As you breathe in and you breathe out. And then reach long, 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 long. Feel the center of your heels press down, maybe gaze up towards your elbow. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to keep your neck spine in line. It's tough because we want to dip that head down. Try to lift it up. There you go. Push down, rise up. And bring the left forearm to the thigh. Now we're pushing down into the hip crease with our right hand. Push it down. Yes. Feel grounded. Press the feet down. Take the sitting bones back and then pull the ribs back. Lift the elbow around and about. Do we want to get too caught up in alignment? No, but do we want to try to bring our awareness to posture and possibly improve it a bit? We sure do. Take your arm over your ear. Arm over the ear, stretch, stretch, stretch. Make sure that bottom shoulder is back. Feel your knees over your heels. Feel the weight in your feet centered on the heel across the ball of the feet. Push down, rise up. Oh my goodness. Bring your feet back in. Yes, let's do a cat pose. Round the spine. Inhale, go back to victory. This time, lift your heels, spread your fingers. Exhale, round, heels down. Inhale, lift heels up, make a V. Maybe gaze upwards. Maybe not. One more time, round it. And lift the arms upwards into T. Release them down. Bring your right knee out to the side. Left thigh can be forward or extend. Extend it. Bring that thigh down onto the chair so that you really feel grounded. If you want, you can move a little bit towards your left and the right leg is completely off of the chair. I think that feels really good because it's not cutting into the thigh, but you need to feel balanced too. Feel the sitting bones move back. It's like you're blossoming back. Feels a little unnatural, especially if we're super tight in the lower back. Then push down through the thigh. I thought that was super interesting that yoga is a first-line treatment recommended by physicians. That's pretty cool. That was not the case when I first started teaching yoga. Open up. There were some landmark studies that showed how it improved back pain. Gaze over your front fingertips. Lower the left arm down. Take the right arm up. Reach high and skyward. Come back to T. Relax the shoulders. Turn your palms upright. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Let's reach forward. Yep. And then reach back. Notice how the weight changes in your feet. Inhale, we go forward and you feel the weight. It comes more to the front foot and the front thigh. But if we don't pull our bellies in, we feel like we're dumping on that thigh. Take your weight back. Now feel even and balanced. Push down through both feet. This is an asymmetrical pose. You can't possibly feel even on both sides, but you can feel like you're bringing yourself more to center. Push down through your feet and pull your heels isometrically towards each other. Okay, release your arms. You're probably saying, I wish she'd stop talking and get out of this pose. Let's bring our feet back together. That was a long time. Circle around on your hips a few times. And then reverse it. And we will do the other side. Lift the knee, place it outwards. Decide if you're going to lengthen the right leg. And then you can pick yourself up. Take your hands onto the chair and move yourself so that you feel comfortable. You don't need that chair digging into your thigh. That's no fun. Then take your sitting bones back. Feel them go back. It's weird. You feel like your heart wants to go forward and your ribs want to go forward. Pull them back. Literally feel like your ribs are stacking over your hips. Feel your feet. Push them down into the mat. Let's do that short foot business. Push down through the big toe mound, center of the heels. Pull the toes towards your heels. Try not to crunch your toes up. This is hard stuff. Did anyone say this was easy? No way. Release that, let it go. And you'll float your arms into T. Relax your shoulders. Reach towards the left. Reach towards the right. Just like we started, but now our legs are in a different position. Flow it like you're going through water. So we bring in that water element. Come back to T. Make sure you're anchoring the left hip down. You might gaze over your front fingertips. You might not. Lower the right arm down. Reach the left arm skyward. Reach tall. Long side of the body. This is a little teeny back bend. Inhale back to center. Yes. Turn the palms upward. Breathe in. And breathe out. Really bring attention to that left hip anchoring down. Relax your hands down. Bending and bringing the right knee to meet the left. Ask your body, how does it feel now? And let's play with spinal balance in the chair. So you're going to drag your, I'll do it this way, just in case you can't see my legs. Drag your right foot forward. Heel is pushing down. We grow tall. It's like one vertebrae on top of the other, except there is a little bit of curving, right? We were given curves in our spine. See if you can bring your awareness to them. Just notice. Maybe close your eyes and feel your spine. Bring your awareness there just for a moment. And then open your eyes. Take your left arm out to the side. This is a version of seated spinal balance. If it's available to you, you might hold on to the side of the chair with your right hand and lift your leg up. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breathe in. Lift taller. Flex your toes. Your heel can be down or up. Never think it should be one way or the other. As you push the heel down into the earth, lower the heel down. Feel your muscles engage on your leg. Then perhaps lift the leg and take your fingertips to the leg and see if they're still activating those muscles on your thigh. Release down. Let's walk in place a few times. Walk in place, lifting one leg and then the other. We will do spinal balance on the other side. Extending now the left leg. Push the heel down, pull the toes towards you. You can touch your thigh. Oh yes, it's activating. If you don't believe it, feel it. You'll find out. You might hold on to the side of the chair, lifting with your left hand and lifting your right arm out to the side. Maybe you lift the leg. Maybe you lift the leg. Maybe you don't. Breathe in. Breathe out. Find a spot to stare at. Feel your breath. flowing evenly. And then release, let that go. We're going to alternate spinal balance now. So we're going to take one leg out, one leg front, and one arm out to the side, and then just kind of walk it in place. So here we go. Spinal balance, spinal balance. There you go. Doesn't matter which side you're doing. Notice how this is. This is so good for our body to be doing, well, what they call a cross body, right? We're doing both sides differently. Good for the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Keep that brain active. That was another thing that article said that was so exciting. They looked at yogi practitioners in a study, and it showed how the brain lit up differently for yoga practitioners, especially in that area, the amygdala that controls anxiety and fear. And they saw that the yogis, of course, the amygdala wasn't quite as firing up, but they also showed different areas of the brain where yogis' brains were a little bit more active, just giving you some incentive to keep up your practice, right? Release that, let it go. Let it go, wipe the board, clean the slate. Let's take both legs forward. Push down through your heels, pull your toes towards you, circle the toes around, circle your ankles one way, and then the other way. So I like to go first outward and then inward. Doesn't really matter. And then pull your heels back in, and we'll do some standing action to rise up, rock forward and back. We can't miss a movement here, right? We got to use it all. We're going to rock forward and back, and that's going to help us lift up. Take the sitting bones back, spread them. Feel your hips activate. The muscles on your buttocks activate. It's like you're pulling them towards each other. Yeah, you might lift off the chair. You might take your arms forward. You might have a seat once again. Yeah, no, that chair does not move. It does not move, right? It's a stable chair. That's it. I love how you're practicing going up and down. Let's do it again. Here we go. Sitting bones back, heart forward, pull the ribs back. Feel your buttocks activate. Feel your thighs working. Yes, you got this. You've got this. You got this. Lower down one more time. Then I promise we'll let this go for a moment. Here we go. Rock forward and back. And when you're ready, place your feet down. You're going to feel the weight come to the back of your feet. Buttocks is back. It's toning. Arms are forward. Ribs are back. Press down. Rise up. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's find our way to wall dog. Use your chairs. Use your chairs. Face the chair. You can face the back of the chair. You can face the seat of the chair. What's better for you? A lot of times taller people, they want to use the back of the chair. But one thing about putting your hands on the seat of the chair, it's more weight bearing. Doesn't necessarily matter how tall you are, but you really have to feel the proportions and see how it feels for you. Walk your feet back about hip distance apart to start with. Hands are on the seat of the chair, or you could hold on to the side for balance. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. So a lot of people have a tight lower spine and it pulls. If we bend our knees, it won't pull as much. And then we try to lift our sitting bones towards the sky. That's stretching our lower spine. Push down through your feet, push down through your toes, push down through your heels. And then slowly try to straighten, keeping that curve. You feel you're losing the curve and you feel tightness, bend your knees again. Why not? Bend your knees again. Take your sitting bones back and up. feel the curve. This curve is super important for our spine, by the way. That's why we spend some time on it. Lift the sitting bones up. Then slowly straighten your legs. If you feel pulling, bend them again. Let's walk our feet back in towards the chair and come on up. Come on up. Notice how your body feels now. Let's play with balance. It's always play, right? As long as we take it seriously. Haha, right? So as long as we make sure we're in a safe place, which means we've got either a wall or a chair to support us, start in mountain pose, feet about hip distance apart. If it feels better for you to take your feet wider, by all means do it. Feel both feet pressed down evenly. And then you can have one or both hands on the chair. I have it to the side, but you could have that chair right in front of you for balance. Press your feet down into your sticky mat or down into whatever your feet are touching. I hope you guys are barefoot. You know, I assume you are. I mean, I know that if you feel like you absolutely need shoes on for safety, of course you should do that. But it is really nice to take the time to be barefoot. My myofascial experts tell us it's super duper important. I've heard podiatrists say that as well. So here we are, we're in mountain pose, we're feeling the bottom of our feet. Does that mean you feel them in the way that you used to feel them? If there's numbness, you might feel that, but you do feel numbness. You know in your brain that it's there. Let's close our eyes just for a moment, as long as it feels available to you, and tune into your breath. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. Notice how the body, you might feel these little mini sways or adjustments that your body's making without you even trying. And then open your eyes. Now, we're going to turn our head towards the right. Remember, we're using our neck muscles. And notice how you feel in terms of your balance. Maybe close your eyes just for a moment. Notice it. If it feels unsafe, of course, open your eyes right away. Now, turn your head back to neutral, back to center. Hug your hips in. They're going to tone. Push down through your feet. Take your ribs back. We always got to remind ourselves. Now, use your neck muscles. Turn your head towards the left. Notice your balance. So we are intentionally bringing our awareness to balance. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you soften the eyelids just for a moment, just for a little peek of what eyes closed is like. Inhale, bring the head back to center. All right, let's let that go for now. We'll come back to these concepts. Let's take a wide stance. You could have the chair face you. We're going to do first we'll do goddess, and then we'll do some lunging action. So you can bring your hands to the seat of the chair. Walk your feet wide. Let's have toes forward first. And you can place your palms on the seat, or if it feels more available to you, hold the side of the chair. And then how about rock forward and back so you can notice the weight bearing, feel your balance here. And then find the spot where your shoulders are just about over your wrist lines. You can still see your hands. The crown of your head is moving forward. Bend your knees a little bit and push your feet down and pull your ankles and your heels towards each other, and feel the strength come into your legs. You feel an activation in the muscles on your legs and your hips. Now, bend the right knee and the left leg stays straight. And then let's switch it up. Straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. And then straighten it up. Do that again. Go back towards the right. Now, if it feels safe to you, you might lift your left arm with your right knee bent. Only if it feels safe. Breathe in. You might gaze towards your fingertips, your left fingertips. Bring the hand down. Lunge towards your left now. And perhaps lift the right arm out to the side. You might gaze at your fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come back to center. Let's lift up and give it a little break. So push down to your feet to rise up. That's it. Feel your legs tone. Take your hands to your hips, or maybe one hand's on the chair. Lean forward. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Don't point your nose on the chair. Take your hands to the seat of the chair. Turn your feet outward. Now we're going towards the goddess position of the legs, or horsey position, whichever one you prefer. Bend your knees over your heels. Take your sitting bones back. Take your ribs back. Angle your sitting bones down. Maybe go a little bit deeper. You can be on your fingertips as you touch the chair, or your palms can be down. If your fingertips are on, you might be able to lift a little bit taller. And then inhale, straighten your legs. Let's exhale and bend them. Knees over heels. Knees over ankles. Belly toning as we pull the ribs back. Oh yes, this is working our hips, isn't it? It really is. It is working our hips, undoubtedly. Walk your hands forward on the chair, straighten your legs. We're going to go for a lunge. Bend your right knee. Left leg is straighter. If it's available to you, you might push down through the heel and lift the toes up. Yes, you will feel this on the inside of your left leg, on the inside of your pants. Let's go to the other side. Bend the left knee, push down through the right heel, pull the toes towards you. Oh yes, that feels really nice, good stretch. You might be saying, why does she think this feels good? Come back to center. Both knees over heels, back to horsey pose. Sitting bones back and wide. Pull the ribs back. Lift the heart. Maybe you take one arm into cactus. Maybe not. Maybe you take the other arm into cactus. Maybe not. You tune into your body. Maybe you take both arms into cactus. Woo! You're thinking, how long do I have to stay here? Only as long as your body tells you to. Don't listen to your yoga teacher. Listen to your body. Take your fingertips down. Bring all 10 toes forward and walk your feet back in. Oh my goodness, that was a while to have our feet wide. Circle your hips around and about. Loosen up anything that got kind of sticky in there. Let's go for a balanced position like tree pose. Thinking about, you could always play at one point if you get something like these, also, this is probably easier, well, either one. But something that's a little cushy, but you have to first feel good without it. I would suggest that first. So that's why we're doing it like this. Feet are about hip distance apart. And let's transfer our weight to the right leg. The knee is soft, so it's not locking. Then we're going to bring our left foot to the inside of the ankle. The toes can be down. The knee can be forward, depending upon your hip, right? So out to the side or forward. Find a spot to stare at and breathe. You might have one hand in half prayer. You might have both hands in full prayer. You might have one hand upwards. You might have both hands upwards. Feel a soft standing knee, tone your hips. Breathe in and breathe out. And then maybe close the eyes just for a breath or two. Always to open them if it doesn't feel right to you. And notice how this is to have your eyes closed. You can always bring both hands down to the chair. You can always open your eyelids. And then we can release our hand. Step the foot down. Let's play with transferring weight. Just transfer the weight from one side to the other. Soften your knees. I like to bring in a little bit of more rhythmic or flowing motion and then vary it up with some static. So we get both in. So we're strengthening a little bit more on the statics. And we're playing with a particular type of intention more when we're in the static poses. All right, let's bring our weight now into the left foot. Soften the knee, because if it's locked back, that's really hard to keep your balance in. Hold on to the chair with one or both hands. Bring your right foot to your ankle. You can always have the knee forward or out to the side. Now, these same ideas come together. We're toning our hips. We're toning our hips. So remember, give it a little bit of tone, especially on that standing hip. Pull the ribs back. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Decide where you would like your hand. At your hip, at prayer, maybe upwards. You can bring your pointer finger and thumb together. Find a spot to stare at. Maybe close the eyes. Maybe not. You might just take your fingertips onto the chair. Maybe only one fingertips on the chair. Play. Maybe both hands come up. It's always a possibility. We're always open to possibilities. Keep toning your standing leg, your belly. This is core work, by the way. And release your arms down. If they were up, come back to standing posture. We'll give it a break and we're going to come back to it and play with another type of balance challenge. Let's do triangle pose. I'm going to bring the chair to the right. Open up wide. Turn your toes towards the chair on the right side. Maybe hands come to your hips. Tone your legs by pushing down. Feel the activity of pushing your toes down into the mat. Then sway towards your right, fingertips on the chair. The spine is going to the right at a diag. Notice if your head is dropping down, pick it up, pick it up. You can even use your other hand to give it a little bit of something to push into if that's helpful. It's very hard to know where our head is. I find it very challenging in this position. Then maybe you lift the arms skyward. Maybe you don't. No judgments, right? No judgments in yoga. Maybe you take the arm forward, like you're going to reach for somebody's hand, then pull the arm bone back and lift the arm up once again. Push down through your feet. Feel the strength in your legs. Soften the back of your knees. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice which muscles in your body are activating right now. Make sure that it's active on the lower ab, the right side. That's the side we're going to. A lot of times it turns off there. Pull it in. Press down, rise up. Oh my. All 10 toes forward and bring your feet back together. Left side triangle. You hopefully don't have to move your chair. I do, so you can see. Now, some people don't use a chair, and that's okay. Some people have 2 chairs in front of them, and some use the wall. Turn your toes outward. Press down through your feet. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Open up into T. Take your spine towards the left, fingertips to the chair, maybe right hand to your hip. Take your mind's eye to your spine, to the bottom of your spine, all the way up through the crown. Stay right here or lift your arm up. Reach it high. Pull your belly in and up. Reach more. Reach through your spine. Maybe through your arm. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your arm forward and lift it back up. Now, as you lift it up, push down through your feet. There's this up and down action. That's the yin and the yang. Soften the front knee, lift on up, all 10 toes forward, and bring your feet together. All right, we're gonna play with this balance idea only if it feels safe to you. You can do it in tree pose or in mountain pose. We're going to move our head towards the right in our balance pose, and then towards the left. So that's our first part of this. So come back to tree pose, standing on the right leg, or you can stay in mountain if that feels safer for you. Find your mountain pose, then decide where your hands are, so you're finding your tree pose, you're finding where your hands are gonna be, one or both. Then you're gonna turn your head towards the right while you're in this pose. Turn it back to center. Turn it towards the left. Now you can go real slow and try to use the neck muscles rather than whipping the head right and left. Back to center. Gaze towards the right. Inhale to center. Gaze towards the left. Inhale to center. Bring yourself back to neutral. Notice how that was for you. Let's do the other side. You know each side is different. Now the weight goes to the left foot. Right foot is in the inner ankle or shin. You find your expression of the pose. Lift tall. We always have to remind ourselves to do that because we forget. Feel like the top of your head is right over the base of your spine. I like to touch the top of my head. It reminds me where it's at. And you really could touch the base of your spine if you'd like, just to get that idea. It really is helpful. It's very helpful. Then decide on your arm position. Look over the left shoulder, turning with your neck muscles. Inhale to center. Use your neck muscles to turn the head towards the right. Notice how your balance feels when you do this. Back to center. Towards the left. Inhale to center. Notice how your body feels. Yeah, you can play as long as you feel safe. I see some of you really playing, and I think that's awesome. Come back to center. So in yoga, we say we push ourselves to almost the edge. We don't want to fall off the edge. So we have to figure out where that is because it's different for everybody. One last play with this. And you can do it again in mountain pose or in tree pose. We're going to take our heads up, and look down. Now, I've done this with some students and they tell me this is where they're more sensitive. So you think about what you know about yourself without trying to anticipate. Just know you might start with your hands on the chair, right? And then go to your tree pose or your mountain pose. Take a breath in and out and maybe gaze upwards. You can move your chin and your head, Don't dip it all the way back. Still keep it long. Then exhale, look down. Inhale, look back up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come to center. How was that? I want to hear when we're done what you thought of all that. Let's do the other side. Transfer the weight to your right leg, left foot at the ankle or heel. Tune into the breath, soft back of the knee. Gaze downward. Gaze upwards. Find a spot to stare at. When you lock into that gaze, find a spot to stare at. Then gaze back down, find a spot to stare at. Inhale, look up. Exhale, back to neutral. We'll let that go. Just a little something for you to play with in your spare time. In your spare time. I know you guys are so
Mindy,
busy.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
I have no problem moving my eyes. It's making sure that I move my head and continue to look straight ahead or straight at the direction you want, which means that my gazing point is moving. Am I
Going to move until you
confused?
settle onto it.
Oh, I can't hang on to the first one and just look up and look
Can't
down.
hang on to it. There's no way. If we're going to look up, we've got to let it go. So we know
Okay.
it's like it's an intention. Okay, I'm going to let go of this spot. Now I'm going to find the next spot. I'm going to look up. Then I'm going to look down and find the next spot. Now, there are times, and we've done this with the eye exercises, where we keep our head neutral and we look up and down. And that's a great exercise for your eyes. It's a great exercise to do. It's a little bit different. So thank you for that question. Let's do a lengthening. If you've got your strap, take it. Let's lengthen the back of the legs. Make sure they're long before we close. We'll do a twist and a little rest. So take the strap around the bottom of your foot. You can keep the heel down. You can cross the strap. You can loop the strap around your foot. We sit tall. Then, keeping our ribs back, feeling the center of our weight in our sitting bones, we may lift the leg. Draw your shoulders up and back. I love to place the foot on a chair. It's just so helpful, or an ottoman or a few blocks. Then you might feel like you're getting a little bit more of a stretch. So you're at home, you can use your props, use your furniture. Breathe in and out about 4, 5, 6 breaths. There's no golden rule, but we really want to get a good stretch, and that can take a while. Like, it's not just going to happen right away. I have people who say to me, I want to stretch, and I'm like, you know what? Can you stay there a little bit longer? And then it starts to come in. Push the big toe mound away, lift tall through your crown. Spread your toes. Maybe you close your eyes here. Closing the eyes helps to bring us inward and to really feel sensation from the inside. Let's turn the toes out and the heel in. Notice how that feels different. You can play with little subtle changes. Maybe you need to bend your knee a little bit. And then you press the heel away. Inhale, toes back upward. Exhale, release the leg. Maybe let the legs open and close a few times just to release anything that got kind of sticky. Now, I did mention you can lean forward. It's easier to show with the chair. When you put your foot on the second chair in front of you. So you could be here and you're getting the stretch. Some people are right here and they get the stretch. By the way, you don't have to have the strap. You could be leaning forward like this. I'll tell you when I start to feel the stretch. Right about here. But, you know, I do this every day, right? Am I trying to get my toes? Nope. Can I? Yes. But that's not the goal. The goal is to feel the sensation and to be with the sensation, and then you get to make a decision. Should I go a little bit more? Should I go a little bit less? Should I lean forward a little bit more? Should I lean forward a little bit less? Should I just stay right here and feel? Breathe in. Breathe out. You guys are in the driver's seat with your yoga practice. You're the gurus, nobody else. You're the experts of your own body. Never let anyone tell you otherwise, including yourself. Press down through the standing leg. So that's the leg down here. Let your sitting bones go back. If you're not feeling the stretch, make sure you've got your sitting bones going down. Because if you're curving like this, you may not feel it, especially if you're tight here in the lower back. Let's stack our shoulders over our hips to come up and release and do a spinal twist. You can stay with the second chair for your spinal twist. And you can have both legs up on the chair. So for our spinal twist, we're going to take our right hand outside our left thigh and left hand behind us. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look from the inside. Say, should I turn a little bit more? Should I pull my ribs back a little bit more and then turn a little bit more to the left? Can my head travel a little bit more, or is it just right? Breathe in and out about 3 to 5 times. Feel your breath. Feel the belly expanding and softening back down. You may feel the breath rise from low to higher up in your torso. Let's turn to center. And before you twist to the other side, just notice what you feel. Let's twist towards now our right, so our left hand's outside our thigh. You might push your hand into your thigh a little bit and bend the elbow. And then we take our right hand to the back of the chair or a little diag. Feel that back shoulder lift up and back so you can feel the shoulder blade on your back. Breathe in as you lift tall, stacking the crown of your head over the base of your spine. Awareness in the neck, of the neck muscles, of the stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Softening as you breathe. Full breath, so belly expands. You may feel the breath lift up to your heart, and you might not. Inhale back to center. Relax your hands in your lap. With your elbows bent, you might turn the palms upward. Softly close your eyelids. So we're sitting tall, but we're not rigid. You feel your bones support your body. You soften the skin on your muscles and your fascia. Relax the muscles in your face and your chin and your jaw, upper and lower. Relax the muscles around your eyes and your forehead. Take your awareness to your palms. And as you breathe in, imagine what you are receiving. It might be peace. It might be love. It might be inner strength. And as you breathe out, think about what you're giving back to the world, including your beautiful presence. Breathing in peace. Breathing out love. This is a soft breath. We're not trying to control it. We are just here to feel it and to be with it. To be right here. In this moment, after this yoga practice. Feel your whole body. Bring awareness to the whole body. Down from the bottom of your feet, which we stimulated through our practice. Awareness to our lower legs, our knees, and our thighs. We strengthened our legs in our practice. We stretched our legs. Bring your awareness to your torso. What's most prominent here is our nice tall spine and our breath flowing, full and complete. The breath is the foundation of this practice. It is the thread that weaves each movement from one to the next. Relaxing the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the neck, and the head. Relaxing the whole body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. To end our practice, we bring our palms together in front of our heart, expressing gratitude for our time together. Thank you so much for bringing your spirit with you here, your electric spirit. I always feel it coming through the screen. You guys are full of energy.